yes. It's looking like a solo show, baby. Oh, look who just showed up. Welcome once again to another edition of Geek, Culture, Congress, the aftermath of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Millions and millions of dollars spent.
This is the blackest you've ever looked, and you didn't even have to do anything to do it, and that's what got me mad.
Welcome, my good friend, Mr. Tarek Lewis, actor and comedian extraordinaire himself. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, like always, sir.
As always, as long as you keep me fed.
Well, I do owe you a dinner or a lunch at least. Yeah, I gotta make that happen.
No, Speedy, it's your birthday, is it? So happy birthday!
Hey, it was Thursday, but yeah, thank you very much, man. Thank you.
The ripe old age of 55. You look good, dog. You look good.
50. You added 10 years to me, bro. That's 45, bro.
No, it's a solid number, Speedy. You don't gotta lie for the podcast. People don't give a fuck how old you are, dog. 55. We know you went to high school with Denzel. We saw you.
No, that's not true. All the rumors are false, ladies and gentlemen. All the rumors are false. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, baby. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here on the live show. As always, if you want to chime in on the live show here, be part of the conversation, by all means, drop that comment wherever you're watching the show on today. Hold up here. Hold up. I'm getting a bunch of stuff here. Of course, just drop that comment, of course, on wherever you're watching it. You're watching it on the groups or on my groups or on my profile. You're watching on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you get that notification whenever we go live. Yeah. And then you'll know. You will know when I know, when you will know everything. All right. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Wakanda Forever. And then the Congress is trickling in, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Joy Franchise, live and direct. How you doing,
happening? Sir? Not bad.
Man.
What's going on, y'all?
Yeah.
Joey got him with the ill hat. Is that an Anaheim Angels hat? What's going on? That's
ill.
Who have you clean?
I got to come a little drippy for the shows, you know?
Yeah. Drip. All right.
Yeah, I come to the show fresh out the shower. This is what I'm sleeping in, dog. Like I'm fresh.
It's all good, bro. First off, before we get into spoiler territory, ladies and gentlemen, your feelings after watching Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Mr. Tarek Lewis, since you were here first.
It's weird to say pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be good, and it was better than I thought it was going to be, because it could have been. It was never going to be catastrophic.
Right.
I actually don't think Ryan Coogler would make a really bad film.
Right. It wasn't going to stink. In other words.
Yeah, it wasn't going to stink. I don't know if he's capable of that, but I definitely left like very, very satisfied. Like, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when somebody hypes up a restaurant and you go and get some dishes and you're like, oh no, these were actually. You're right. This is the best. Tuna, ahi tuna I've had. So, and that's what I would say Wakanda Forever was.
Okay.
So I left happy. Am I going to see it again in theaters? Because I saw Black Panther in theaters maybe 3 times.
Wow, really?
I saw it 3 times in theaters, and then twice. You know, of course, I watched it multiple times on Disney Plus,
right,
and other venues. I own the DVD. I don't know if this is that level where I'm going to go back a bunch of times.
Okay, fair enough.
But I have been telling people to go see it, and I think it's a very good film.
Okay, very good. Mr. Joy Franchise, are your feelings after you walked out the movie theater for Wakanda Forever?
I got to agree with Tarek. I was very satisfied. I had predictions already going into the movie that it was going to be the best movie of Phase 4, and it definitely superseded all those expectations. I just thought the story was rich, and it's what's crazy to me is the fact that Chadwick Boseman did not want to read the script when Ryan Coogler was done with it, and it's crazy how unfortunately he passed away shortly after that. But man, for Ryan Coogler to be in a position, he had an original story, the original script, had to scrap that, come up with a whole new plot. Obviously you wanted, it was just so much on their plate, man, to kind of change the story up after Chadwick's passing. And you felt that in the movie, how missed he is. It's hard to compare to the first Black Panther, but what I will say is that, the presence of Chadwick was definitely in there. And not only that, I felt like every character stepped up, every actress stepped up to the plate and really hit it out the park, because it just showed how rich these characters are within Wakanda, and you can really build stories off of. Like, I walked away thinking like, hey, an Okoye series doesn't sound bad right now.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like Namor,
Yeah.
M'Baku's storyline. Like
Mm-hmm.
I walked away like, yo, you can really tell some tales with these characters. And Riri Williams, I thought was okay. I think I'll maybe appreciate her more when she gets the her series. But I thought she was solid. Nice little comedic relief throughout the film. Letitia Wright, man, stepping up in that role. I think Angela Bassett needs to be considered for an Oscar for this.
Yeah.
I still get hit in the soul when she's like, that when she's in the, telling amongst the Wakandan council, she put her fist down and said, "My entire family's gone. Have I not given up?" That line right there, whoa.
Yeah.
You've seen it in the commercials, but it hits harder when you're in the theater.
Yeah, when you see the context of it, yeah.
I know I'm going on, but there's so much I picked off of this movie that I enjoyed. And Namor, obviously, being Latino, I thought it was amazing. I love the flip, not only on the backstory of it not being Atlantis, obviously, because DC's already got Aquaman. They did that.
Right.
To be creative, Ryan Coogler again, and the writing team, just, Talocan and, getting that Mayan, Aztec, background for Namor, and then his name, bro, no amor, no heart, it's crazy, dog. It was awesome. I love that movie. I'm definitely gonna see it again tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, it was. I left feeling like this is everything that I wanted, except that we had no, of course we didn't have Chadwick Boseman. You know what I mean? It was, and it was also, I felt like it was a great tribute to his absence. You know what I mean? Right. Not also tribute to him as well, and the character he portrayed, to the Black Panther character, but also a tribute to his absence, because it's always, I feel like every time the conflict happened in the movie, it's like, dang, but there's no Black Panther. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like that was always like you saw the conflict and you're like, but there's no Black Panther. What are they gonna do? You know what I mean? So that was. It was very good, very good time at the movies, and just very well done movie. Considering the circumstances, of course, that they. And
what's crazy, what you felt, we all felt that in the theater, and I think the characters in the movie felt that for us in the movie, which made it even wilder and made you connect a little bit more.
Yeah,
it's like we're trying to figure it out, but they're figuring it out too.
There were moments in the movie where I was wondering, are they acting or are they just going through the emotions? Like in the beginning, it's just are they feeling this? That's your job as an actor, but it felt so palpable. It felt real. It's like, yo, I'm feeling it. They have to be feeling it.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to get into spoiler territory. So, of course,
before we get into spoiler territory, I do want to ask, Joey mentioned, and I don't feel like I have the credentials to speak on this, but I was wondering what the Latino community thought. Was there a feeling of representation that you may have not felt previously? I know about that culture to a certain extent because I'm just a big history buff. So it was very rich. I was like, yo, they're really speaking to some things. But I wondered how Latino brothers and sisters felt about the representation with the, not Atlantis, Teoclon, I think it was called, how they felt about that representation.
I liked I liked it. I thought it was very creative. Very creative on their part to, you know what? We want to do this, but dang, DC already got this Atlantis stuff. You know what I mean? You know what? We could do it like this. You know what I mean? I could see that conversation going along, and then them be, the creative in the den there, and I mean, and Kevin Feige being like, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? We're going with that. And I'm not. It's more Mexican based. So
Right.
I don't want to have anybody. I haven't talked to anyone that I haven't heard any. I haven't seen anything negative per se. You know what I mean? So I think everyone who's seen it has been like, cool. You know?
I agree with Speedy. I mean, I haven't really seen too many, people chime in on like, have anything negative to say.
Yeah.
I think it was really dope. I think what Ryan Coogler, did, in the first movie was just making people, understand culture, and that, he made it. I think it was like the first time, like live on screen, that he made a community, a specific, like a race, just feel proud to be represented. And Wakanda, it's one of the main focal points right now in the MCU. They got the vibranium, they got the technology, you got the most intelligent person on the planet with Shuri. So like these are powerful roles, and an entire race being represented, and entire race feeling proud, walking away, from seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're reaching, we're breaking new barriers now, and telling the Talo Khan story, with Namor, and giving him that backstory. I think it makes, Latinos, like Speedy said, more so like the Mexicans, like you feel proud about your culture and where you come from, and the fact that it's being represented, and you're showing the power, the strength of that culture. You know what I mean? And just the togetherness of everything.
And I wonder if that was authentic Mayan or Meso language they were speaking. I just don't know. Maybe, or if it was made up. I wonder if it was traditional or whatever.
Oh, I can tell you, after 2018, when Black Panther came out, there was a lot of brothers fake speaking Swahili.
Fake.
That ain't Swahili.
Yeah,
Chicago and Memphis. That ain't.
I know that they also speak that language. They speak the old Indian language as well. Even in Puerto Rican culture, we have a bunch of words that are still Indian,
Taino.
Yeah. But as on the Puerto Rican thing I learned that I think about maybe 4 or 5 scenes of this movie was filmed in Puerto Rico.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't know that.
And
no shit.
yeah, so before we get into spoiler territory, because I know you're in the business, I just want to get your take on this, because Puerto Rico has its own problems, as a government, and and things that have happened in the past. But they really, they really like when Hollywood comes and films movies there.
Okay.
It builds the economy. It's a good look for them. But so at the end of the movie, I knew after I had found that out, and I watched the movie before that. So at the end of the movie, the Georgia big logo comes up, because they film most of it, of course, in Georgia.
Yeah.
And they have a big presence. Disney has a big presence in Georgia, and Georgia's really gives good tax breaks to people doing projects over there and stuff like that. I was like, dang. I was like, man, Puerto Rico's really falling off, man. They didn't need to make a Puerto Rico logo for their movie thing and put that at the end credits too. Come film our movie in Puerto Rico, and the biggest Hollywood movie of this year probably, and you'd have to Google to find out some of those scenes were filmed in Puerto Rico.
Right. I found that on Twitter.
I think Georgia is pulling a mafia move. Georgia's like,
probably. I don't blame.
You put that peach. You put that peach.
Yeah,
I don't want to see a Florida
dang,
orange. I don't want to see a Louisiana.
You think they blocked it out? They were like, no, son.
I don't want to see Louisiana
gumbo.
Logos, I don't want to see.
I don't care where you
Puerto Rican guava. I don't want to see nothing else show up at the end of that film. But if you look closely, they will say like I've seen.
Yeah, it'll
private
be like in
Marvel-
small text or something like
It'll be
filmed
like
in Puerto Rico.
thanks to
Thank you to the Puerto
Vancouver
Rican
Film
government.
Commission, the Port.
Yeah.
A lot of that honestly comes from film commissions in each city, each state. Like there's films that are shooting right now in Georgia that are about Tampa, that are about Tampa in the 30s, but they're shooting in Georgia because
Dang.
of tax breaks. So that's a whole nother issue. I've seen people march to the capital of Florida to be like, hey, can we get this? And it's the tax incentive thing is a big thing. But I think that the fact that that's out and like you said, you found it on Twitter that representation is out. I think it will possibly draw more people to Puerto Rico to shoot stuff because Puerto Rico has everything. It's just beaches. There's big cities. There's mountains. There's
American land. You just go with an ID.
There's everything. It's just are people going to start shooting there? And it may have been a calculated move by Ryan Coogler, because one of the big things from the film was that Haiti, we call it Haiti, but like Haiti, like I can't even say it right, but like was very highly represented. And I saw a lot of Haitian friends who were like so proud that country got represented and got mixed in too. So I think Ryan Coogler may be a credit to shooting in Puerto Rico and shooting because I think he believes in the representation.
He wanted that Caribbean look, especially to do,
So and the diversity. So I thought that was dope. I think that's dope. I didn't know that. It was shot there, but that's great.
What you think, Joey?
I think it was really cool. I agree. I think like Puerto Rico need to get its own little logo, like the Georgia, but it probably was.
Hey, come on, baby. You know what I mean? Come film your movie, your project in Puerto Rico.
But like Marvel Studios,
Puerto Rico.
Marvel has a studio in Georgia, so that's where all the.
Of course. No, I get it. But I saw the Georgia logo. I was like, damn, bro, Puerto Rico be falling off, man. Not thinking, bro. Not thinking, man. Come on, bro. Marketing, baby. I don't know.
But I love the fact, like what Tarek said too. Just like Haiti being represented too. Like just the cool thing about Black Panther is just, and I hope it continues throughout. Movies as sequels keep getting made, and after the end credit scene, we know that there's going to be a lot more Black Panther movies going to be getting made. But just more cultural like representation. The fact that like we got to see. Latino culture, a part of Latino culture being represented. We got, it's shooting in Puerto Rico. You got a few scenes. You got, Haitians being represented in the movie. And, we'll get into that when we dig into spoilers a little bit more. But like, it's just a nice melting pot for all, people of all different creeds to really enjoy. And I think that's what makes Black Panther really special. And I think Ryan Coogler is, in my eyes, like one of my favorite directors in the game, like right now, because he's been hitting it out the park. He hasn't missed yet.
Yeah, he's ironically the Kendrick Lamar to me. I'm like, well, Kendrick Lamar hasn't missed.
That's his guy. That's his soundtrack producer, right?
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
I don't know. The last one, I don't know about this soundtrack. Even though their soundtrack is really good, a lot of Afrobeat. Rihanna did 2 records. So this soundtrack was very special.
Yeah, I think Ryan Coogler has to be one of the top directors right now. Like he just hasn't missed.
Yeah, man.
He just hasn't missed. And I want people to remember that he's not doing Creed 3. He's not directing that.
No,
Michael B. Jordan is directing that. Yeah.
Who's doing it? Oh, okay. Michael B. Jordan's doing it.
I believe he's directing that also.
Acting. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. But he hasn't missed, and he's on top of it. And he's tapped into. He's one of us. He's one of the cool nerds. But he's tapped into.
Heavy, you got that. You got that heavy Oakland accent. I love it.
Yeah.
He from the Bay, so it's dope.
He's tapped into the culture, the comic book culture. I think he is, and all the other cultures. He's tapped in.
Right.
It's cool. It's cool to see like a director who looks like us. Not even in just like being a minority or whatnot, but just like his presence, like his aura is like it's us. Like the streetwear, to the style. you know, but he's just so well educated, and just so smart, and just has a great
Right.
eye.
Yeah.
When it comes to directing and bringing these characters and these stories to life. And I really hope, and I know there's been rumored that I've seen like on Twitter, like people just kind of throwing it out there. Him directing Secret Wars. I mean, he
That might
handled a lot of
happen.
characters in this movie.
They say it's a credible rumor.
Is
I'd
it a
like
credible
that.
rumor, or is it something we want?
Credible
Is
rumor
it,
that could happen. I said that could happen.
because you want another, you do want another Russo brothers. Like the Russo brothers don't miss
Yeah.
with
I
Marvel
would rather
stuff or with
Or
anything.
Marvel stuff. Well,
I want to see. I mean, I'd be
don't
cool
know.
with Russo brothers, but I think X-Men for Russo brothers would be fire.
yeah. I don't know if they
Yes.
want to touch that.
I
don't know
agree
if
with
they wanna
that.
touch that.
I agree with that. Is Ryan Coogler another Russo brothers or another John Favreau? Is he like? Does he just have? I think he might. It seems like he did.
Yeah.
He did Namor so well, like you said. The Noah Moore, like yo, that's a great spin on
the name.
on
yeah.
that. And as many great ideas as Joey comes up with on the show, he didn't think of that. He didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that one. Nah. That one flew right
That
past
was
me.
good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
So he was,
right.
he was killing.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Spill the
if
shit.
you have not watched Wakanda Forever for some weird reason, it's okay. Come back, stop this podcast, or get out of the live show, and when I finally watch it, come back and you can see what we talked about as far as the plot and all that stuff. Okay, it's okay. All right, this is your warning, your spoiler-full warning, ladies and gentlemen. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The king is obviously dead. All right, and Wakanda is feeling, or I guess the government feels that Wakanda is the world governments feel that Wakanda is vulnerable.
Yeah.
Would that be a fair assessment?
I think they just want the vibranium.
Or they
They
feel
just
like
want
there's an
the vibranium.
opportunity.
Resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now that
I
they
guess
know Wakanda has it, they
Mhm.
want to get it. And I
Right.
think they're going to go get it regardless.
Mm-hmm. I guess. So before we go into the, we're already in spoiler territory, but I guess like for some reason, like the details of the final Thanos battle has been shared to the world, like blow for blow. For some
Ant-Man.
reason, could I be wrong?
Well,
Is it
Speedy,
through
No,
Ant-Man?
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Speedy, if half
I
your
wonder how
family
this happened.
disappeared-
Like did
if
some
half your
satellite
family
record
goes
the whole
away-
battle or something? You know what I mean?
Nah, fuck that. If half your
Yeah.
family goes away, you're going to say,
Yeah,
hey, Tony,
yeah.
I saw you
What
fighting
the hell
some
happened?
aliens
Yeah.
a couple of days before
What
that.
the fuck happened? Right? I get it.
Like, what happened? And
Yeah,
someone
we were
has
gone
to
for 5
report.
years. What the hell happened? Yeah, no, I get it.
Someone has to report. So now you have like after the events of not just Infinity War, but like Civil War and the Sokovia Accords.
Right.
Explain to us what happened. I thought you had the superheroes under control. So someone has to come out and say, okay, this is what happened because half the fucking people in the world have disappeared.
Right.
If half people in the world, you have to say something, and you have to say.
But how
somebody
was
else-
it disseminated? You think it was by that book by the
Yeah,
the
it's
Ant-Man's
Ant-Man.
book?
That's
Yeah.
why he's touring. If you read the ticker too, there was a ticker when
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah, there was a little Easter egg.
on
in there, yeah.
on the CNN there was a bottom that said
Right.
Ant-Man's on tour with his book. And
I like how they got the CNN
it-
people to do
Yeah,
little scenes and stuff. That always makes me laugh when we
Yeah.
get real.
Well, here's the problem with it being Ant-Man. There was 5 years in between, and Ant-Man was not involved in that 5 years. He didn't fight Thanos originally,
Yeah, he did not do the first.
so he didn't even know. He didn't know about Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
So in that 5 years in between, if you remember at the beginning of
well, I'm sure
Endgame,
I'm sure like during Endgame, when he pulled up to where Cap and Black Widow was at, they like kind of hipped him, put him on game.
The
to
recap.
everything that
Hit him
happened.
with the recap.
yeah, definitely. But
I
I'm
sure hope
saying
so.
I'm saying in between that 5 years, when everyone disappears and half the people disappear, there's talk like what happened? How does everyone disappear? If Hawkeye has become Ronin, like he's like, yo, what happened? So you have to disseminate that information. Cap's running, he's running support groups for the blip.
Yeah.
You remember at the beginning of Endgame. So everyone knows because a lot of people disappeared. So everyone knows. I think Captain Marvel even says like this is happening everywhere. They just don't have you. So I think that's like everyone knows the snap was Thanos.
Okay.
I think we have to
Fair enough. Okay.
safe to assume
So-
that after 5 years.
Right.
It's probably 7 years now. I don't know. By the time this takes
So-
place, I don't know.
So she's in the I guess the UN or whatever it is they call it now, that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where all the representatives of the world, and they want the vibranium. They want her to share the vibranium, and while
Yeah.
this is happening, there's the scene of these. I don't know if they're French soldiers or they're American soldiers.
I think those are just mercenaries. I don't think they're any
Just mercenaries.
nationality.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's just random mercenaries, I guess, and they're trying to do operation on a drilling, one of the Wakanda's drilling units, I guess, in the ocean. I think it was in the ocean, or was it on their land?
That is incorrect. So there's an attack on the drilling unit. There's a drilling unit
drilling
in the
unit.
ocean, and there's a Wakanda outpost that gets
Yes.
attacked. So the Wakanda outpost gets attacked.
Right. So, long story short, those they fail, but also at the same time, she parades them in that hearing, that UN hearing, where she finally says those lines that are in the trailer, and I just thought it was great, man. I just thought that was great, like that was.
Oh, yeah, that's-
wow. Yeah,
That's
like,
Angela Bassett's Oscar moment.
Yeah.
If there
Yeah.
is one, I know they don't typically do that for comic book films a lot of times, unless you have a Joker performance.
some of the audio from that trailer was actually attributed to a later scene, but we'll get to that later. But
Yeah, but that
Definitely
was
exit
that was her
scene.
moment. Yeah, that was her moment there, and it shows us that Wakanda is still this powerful,
Right.
powerful nation. I thought that was a great moment.
Later, I might not do this in the correct order, so feel free to correct me, guys. If
I'm
whatever.
gonna correct you.
I
Yeah.
know.
will
But
be corrected.
apparently, there's this vibranium tracker that was created by somebody, which we'll find out later on. And the government has it, or the United States government has it. That's what I'm taking from the movie.
It appears
Appears
the
as a-
United States government created it.
Yeah. and
Through this girl.
So they were actually putting it into practice, and then the Lost Tribe finds out, makes an assault on the U.S. government outposts or drilling people that are looking for the vibranium, and takes them out, and then we get the introduction of of Namor and all his people, and I'm trying to look up the name of the place so I could not memorize it. I like how they used the Submariner, then later on there was like a thing that they use it like as what he's called. He's by many names. You know what I mean?
Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Cuckoo
Clan.
Clan.
Clan, yeah.
Yeah.
Cuckoo
This
Clan.
is the winged
Which is
serpent.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of names that were actually pretty cool. Really dope. Really good. Really creative, man. Because, in the comic books, he's just, he's a submariner, and he's been around since World War II or World War I, probably. You know what I mean? He's just been around forever. And I just thought it was a really creative way to introduce him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That, it was a grounded way. You know what I mean? With a little bit of lore that everybody could get into,
Yeah, I saw something that in a video saying that he's the first superhero
Yeah.
to ever fly.
Oh, maybe.
Because remember, Superman did not fly.
Yeah, he did a lot of leaping.
He did the leaping, and Captain
leaping
Marvel,
buildings in a single bound, stuff like that.
Captain Marvel came, apparently, according to them, a few months after
Right.
Submariner. So, and he was the first one to fly. So, there's a lot of rich history, comic book history there. But, according to the movie, he's been alive for 1,000 years or a little more, maybe more than that.
Right. And then he also introduces himself as the first mutant by actually using that word again, the mutant word in the movie, which is actually
Mutant,
interesting.
He did the thing. He did the
He did the
thing.
thing.
He said the thing that we want him to say.
He's trying to kill the genius scientist who built the vibranium tracking device, because his nation also uses vibranium as well, to power their underwater sun and all that stuff, and their weapons and things like that. and that puts them in conflict with of course Wakanda, as they learn about the Wakanda tracking device.
The vibranium.
They think, yeah, they. Is it? Some feedback there, buddy. Who's hitting me with a feedback? Let's see. Is it me? Maybe it's me. Um, is it the count? He thinks that Wakanda made the tracking device.
No, he knows that the states have made the tracking
Right.
device,
Mm-hmm.
and that Riri Williams was the one involved
Right.
in making it.
Right. But
So
he
and that's what they
goes
trace it back
to
to.
he goes to when the queen and the princess are having that moment on the beach
For
to
yeah,
mourn the passing. We get the whole funeral procession of Black Panther, of the child and all that stuff. And when he actually introduces himself to them, I just for a moment I had like, you have the same problem I have. It was kind of like that. It was his proposition.
I got the feeling that he was like, you have
Mm.
vibranium.
Right.
They now know that vibranium is beneath the ocean.
Right.
They're looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
We should be allies.
Right.
Since you're on the
Yeah, it was a
surface and you know
proposition.
us,
Yeah.
and you opened up your country, help
Mhm.
us,
Right.
or we'll destroy all of you.
Yeah, it was kind of like I'll kill you if you don't help me. I was like, okay.
That wasn't as great, but it was like, yo, we want the scientists. You guys have been hiding for years. We've been
Yeah.
hiding a little longer. You understand where we're coming from.
Right.
Get that scientist.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to go get her because then we have to reveal ourselves. But you
Right.
guys are already
Right.
out here. So
Yeah.
go get them.
Okay.
Go get them.
So
Yeah.
so they go get him. They go get her, and that's where we get the introduction of Riri Williams, who was
Yeah, who was
the
basically
scientist.
a 19-year-old Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, yeah. So I get it, like yo. So I'm gonna kill. I'm just trying to understand
wow.
the motivation. I get the movie; it was cool, everything was great. But I'm just a little soft on the motivation there. As soon as he finds out that that scientist is a 19-year-old girl, he still is going to kill her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she can go.
Yeah.
He's a dog. He's a warrior, bro. He's trying to
Yeah.
protect an entire nation that lives
Wow.
underneath
I don't
the
know, man.
ocean.
But it's like,
Like,
it wasn't like no reasoning, like like, oh dang, that's a girl, man. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
and
the,
she literally
his
made it,
name
or
is
a
No
child,
Amor.
and she literally
more, yeah.
made by accident, really, or just messing
No
around. It was a
heart.
science class thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, but
for her college degree or whatever.
was
Here's
he
the
not
crazy
the
part.
king of the underground water kingdom at like 12? Like at like 12, he's like walking back on the beach and leading
Yeah,
his
and
people.
he's killing
So her being 19, he's
conquistadors
like,
and
oh
all
yeah,
that stuff.
I was 14 when I became the king, and I had wings on my foot.
Okay,
And
but
it's crazy because he stepped foot on Earth and was like, nah, fuck this. These guys
Yeah.
gonna get it. He stepped foot on soil and was like,
yo,
nah.
so
10
Oh,
toes
but
down.
yo,
He was
real quick,
legit.
yo,
He was
Yeah.
legit 10 toes down. I'm sorry.
He
Go ahead.
he had no heart the minute he touched that soil, bro. The crazy thing is too, the kicker with the Riri creating the vibranium detector.
Mhm.
It was you hear her in the movie, she says her professor challenged her to do it.
Right.
Who the fuck is her professor? Is it
She
Dr.
did?
Doom? Is it the leader? Because he was a professor.
Maybe.
So that's the
I like
kind
that.
of that's the kind of
Yeah, I like that.
That's
If
little
it's the leader.
great.
I like
tease they
that.
left in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, great pickup. I didn't pick up on that, but you're right. He did say, my professor challenged me to do it. Yeah, Doom would be great. Doom would be great. It could
Imagine
be Franklin
Doom or the leader, because you got Captain America, New World Order coming too, and he's supposed to be the main villain for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that nice little tease for the future there.
Yeah.
There was a few in
Yeah.
the movie.
But I get it. So they
It
introduce.
could be MODOK. It could be a version of Kang. I don't know. It could
Right.
be a lot of possibilities. That's a
That'd be
could be a lot of
crazy
things.
if it's a version of Kang.
That would be crazy.
wild.
I think that would be even more interesting.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not. It is. You could see the what's the word I'm looking for? Not tragedy, but when when you're affected by something that happened,
Trauma.
The trauma. There you go. Thank you very much. You can see the trauma of Namor when you get his backstory when they capture Riri Williams and Shuri says no, take me with you. You know what I mean? Take me with you. Let's try and work this out. Diplomatically, whatever. And we get the cut scene of the or the scenes of the backstory when he's explaining his how he came to be, or about his mother and his father and stuff like that. And we see the trauma.
This was one of the second most moving moments. The moving moment is maybe the third, like the funeral, the diagnosis and the disease. That's like moving. You hop right into that. And then when you see Namor after they've already attacked the science ship, and you see him like, I'm just gonna go bury my mother, and seeing that, like, I don't know, that got to me. Like seeing the persecution.
Yeah, the conquistadors people in chains and slavery.
Like, no. Yeah. Can you imagine like walking in on that with wings on your feet? Okay.
And not having walked on land since ever. Like
birth,
he was born in the water.
And then speaking about trauma, like you could see the way that Shuri and all the other characters are carrying the trauma of losing T'Challa throughout the whole movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is the beat. Is like trauma is the beat of the whole movie. You know what I'm saying?
They're like
even the antagonist, everything. You know?
They don't do last names too much, but like T'Challa's family is like the Kennedys. It's like Kennedy got killed. It's like, yo, and it's like we're focusing on the rest of the family, like who's gonna take the place.
Right.
I think that scene with him walking on that sand is a pinnacle scene in the movie for me. That like really like roped me in. Like, okay, now I'm interested in Namor. Now I'm interested.
Right.
Like now I'm really, really interested.
Now, there's an interesting part of this is actually the U.S. government. The U.S. government assumes it just really has a thing for Wakanda. You know what I mean? And a lot of the scenes, we get the agent. I forget his name now. Please help me out. I have to look him up.
Everett Ross.
Ross.
Yeah. So isn't he's trying to defend, and also they saved his life in the first Black Panther movie, of course.
Yeah.
He's trying to defend Wakanda and stuff like that. But you can see like he's going up against the once again we have the Countess for her name now.
Val.
Yeah, we got Val in the movie. She seems like she's like
Thunderbolts. She's
Thunderbolt and antagonist there, pulling the strings. She even puts Ross in jail.
So let me ask you
for helping out. Mm-hmm.
So they're clearly, developing the story a little more. They were married.
Yeah.
Oh, were they?
That was wild.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They mentioned.
She said it.
She said it like, they were married.
In between some Twizzlers, I probably missed that.
His last name is Ross. Is he related? Are they gonna make him related to Thunderbolt Ross in any way?
Did he have a son?
Might be.
They didn't say. But in the comic books, no, I don't think. But
we got to talk about Thunderbolt Ross after we're done with this shit too. There's some crazy stuff that's about to pop off.
So, I was one of my biggest complaints about the film. There's not a bunch of complaints. Is that's this whole storyline with the CIA.
With the CIA, yeah. I feel like they're setting up something there. They didn't really do much with it, and they're kind of like,
Yeah, to me, it was clearly to set up.
Yeah.
Other shows, to build the intrigue, because I thought that the character that and we'll call her Elaine from. I want to call her Elaine from from Seinfeld.
Val.
Val, yeah. The character she played, and we've seen her in Black Widow, and I think we've seen her in some other shows. I was very shocked that she was just straight up the head of the CIA.
Yeah.
Were any of you, were the rest of you shocked by that at all?
I just thought it was like, okay. Because then it puts me in a situation where, okay, so what's S.H.I.E.L.D. doing now? Because we're going to get the secret invasion thing. You know what I mean? What's,
My prediction with Val, because they gave off teasers for Thunderbolts. They gave off teasers for Secret Invasion.
Mm-hmm.
I think Val's a Skrull, bro.
Oh,
I'm calling it now.
Okay.
I would like that.
She's obsessed with this vibranium. And she's gonna put a team together to make it happen, and that's when we're gonna get Thunderbolts. And I think at some point, I don't know if they're not gonna do it during Secret Invasion. They're probably gonna let the Skrull shit ride for a minute, but I think she's a Skrull.
Oh man, we'll see.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah,
because what she did in the film.
Because in the game, she's her name. She's Madam Hydra, but they already did Hydra. So how do we make her like just as evil? Like her character is Madam Hydra, but how do we make her more evil? They give her I think they give her the Skrull storyline.
That's a very good point. That's a very good observation. I
remember we're gonna get that Captain America movie, so we don't know.
That too. She'll be in that. I think she'll be in that. She'll pop up.
It had to be.
But
they had the vibranium beads that they left at the scene of the crime, and she hacked the beads somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, how would she hack the beads?
I was like, I put a listening device on the beads for her. I was like, okay, whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. So.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. I just thought it was like it was like forced in. I felt like it was forced in. There you go. Some of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably my biggest thing. It was like the CIA story, her and too much Everett Ross.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could have taken
There's
out
a lot of Everett Ross in this movie. Yeah. With less Everett Ross,
And and honestly, I think it would have been more intriguing if just by accident the government, United States government, found out there was another civilization with vibranium, and that would have made Namor even more pissed off. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And now he has his own problems with other governments and stuff like that, trying to feel into his territory. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the issue of the film, though. Like that's
yeah. But it was just the one. But right now, none of the governments still know that he exists. You know what I mean?
No, they don't know he exists. They didn't know he existed until they were digging they knew the vibranium was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the governments, even the U.S. government, still assume that it was Wakanda that destroyed them, not Namor civilization. People.
I think by the end of the film, they know it wasn't Wakanda.
Okay.
I want to say they actually say like it wasn't Wakanda. Like,
it was Ross that was telling them, no, it's not. There's another thing at play. Yeah,
there's something else at play.
Yeah, something else at play. So anyway, we finally get to see what happened to T'Challa's love interest. She's in Haiti. And the queen goes to her and asks her I need you to come back. I need you to come work for Wakanda again and do what you do as a spy. We've lost the princess, yada yada yada. She goes underground. She infiltrates, which is really cool. Her infiltration of what was the name of the city again?
Telecom.
Yeah, there you go. So she infiltrates Telecom, and she gets back Riri Williams, and she gets back Shuri, and in the process kills a couple of Namor's citizens, and he's not very happy about that. So just adds to the drama, and of course these two countries are going to be at war. When Shuri and everybody's coming back, and they're like, okay, the people, Namor's people are coming. They're coming out. They're probably gonna be pissed off because we left them. And she says, okay, we need to. She has a line there where we need to enforce the water barriers, something like that. The water barriers, she says, something like that. She says, we need to enforce the water barriers.
Did you see the same film?
Yeah. She said that we need to enforce the water barriers or the water shields or whatever, like something like that, right? But then in the following, scene is like, oh, we're under attack and water's everywhere. It's like, what happened to reinforce the? Like, we knew this guy is coming through the water. What happened?
I didn't hear this part that you heard.
Yeah, she literally, when she came back and she was thinking, and they were thinking about what they were gonna do and stuff like that. She hasn't even taken the plant yet and none of that stuff. She just got back. They brought her back, and she's like, and she tells one of the scientists, she goes, go reinforce the water barriers or whatever. Or it was like some shields or something like that. She the line there. Anyway, there was that line, but then there was no resistance. There was no water barrier resistance for what these. They literally just the next couple scenes. It's like, bam, we're under attack. Water's everywhere.
I don't recall her saying.
I don't remember that.
Her saying specifically the water barriers.
Something like that. And it wasn't that. It wasn't water barrier. It was a better line than what I'm saying. But
yeah, you're making shit up. Like
in reference to that, to the waterways. It was in reference to the waterways. Okay.
Yeah, we have to watch our waterway. Like, yeah. She did say we have to watch like they come through the water.
Right. But literally, okay, we know these guys are coming for us.
Speedy out here adding dialogue.
Yeah, huh? but they literally come right after.
I'm frustrated. Okay.
No,
they knew they were coming through the water. They were not ready.
Yeah, they came right after that. She literally gets back, and then they come right after that.
That wasn't right after. It was a little bit.
It was right after because Nakia rescues her, and they go to Wakanda. She's kind of explaining, and they come right after.
But they should have gone right after those barriers and put them up.
Speedy, they haven't finished US 19 yet. I don't know why you think Wakanda's technology. They can put it up in 22 minutes.
I don't know. They need to figure it out, baby. They're at war.
You wildin'. Black
They
people are
literally
smart. We're not that smart.
They literally had the whole scene of Okoye getting stripped of being the general, and all that great that whole great drama that happened there and when that happened.
Yeah.
Like there was time.
That was not time.
And they were
these
fighting.
Things are happening at the same time, Speedy. Like these things, they're not happening.
But literally, she was already stripped of the title, and she's in the street. So literally, all that time passed. They had a time to argue about.
She got stripped of her title. I have to explain this movie to you again.
That was before she got there. Yeah.
She got stripped of her title because they thought.
But the queen knows that these people are out there, though.
No. They thought Shuri was dead or gone. And she gets stripped of her title because Shuri's not there. And they say, let's go get her. They don't find out about the full assault until Shuri comes back and is like, they're going to think we did this and they come for us. So blocking the waterways is not a thing. They don't know how he got there. They don't know this motherfucker has wings. They don't know he's Colombian.
Oh my God.
They're gonna come after you, baby. They're gonna come after you, baby. Come on.
They don't know nothing about this dude. They just know that there's someone that looks like an evil Marco Rubio. Who we were having a moment and tried to and threatened us about the vibranium and said, find Tiffany Haddish.
All right. So then my second part of frustration is all the drama happens after that battle, everything, right? Which is very touching.
Crazy battle. Ramonda dies, drowns, saving Riri Williams.
Yes.
That was something straight out of the comics. Like that was from the Doom. Was it from the Doom War comics?
The Doom War, I think so.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
And so him flooding Wakanda. That was straight out the comics. So that was pretty cool. Sucks that they had to kill Ramonda, but they also had to give Shuri a reason to want to pick up the mantle now.
Right.
So I get why that was written in there.
And I think it was really dope when she successfully recreates the Purple Heart.
I thought it was dope, but I didn't think Namor would be the one to kill Ramonda though. I thought it would be like a tumor or something.
And then I have, and because of that, and I also have questions about the ending part. I mean, you guys can help me out. But let's see where we're at. So she does the plant thing. Skips all the
cool
ceremony.
thing about the plant, she took a piece of that from the plant from Talokan that was made.
Yes, from the
that
she
was
used
made
the rope that the peace offering that he gave her, and he used that and had it analyzing, and that was the little thing that she needed to make it happen.
That was
that was
but now that's like a
I'm glad you
it's
reminded
like a hybrid It's like a hybrid,
Mhm.
heart shaped
Yeah.
herb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's cool.
that's a
So
dope. That was a dope interpolation. Like that was a dope way to bring those worlds and stories together. That was great. That was it.
and I like and even though I was already spoiled by this and I already knew this was kind of going to happen, but I just liked the whole thing when she went into the other world. You know, when you go
Ancestral
to see
plane.
the ancestral plane, as she was meted by Killmonger, it
It made
was
sense. What?
made
You didn't like
sense. It's
that?
like, yo, you lost everything to everybody. Like, who is your guide? Is the guy who literally breathes vengeance. You know what I mean? You know
But
what I'm
that's
saying?
what was in her heart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She wanted revenge, and not for
Hmm.
nothing too. She's
Yeah.
still pissed off that the T'Challa's gone. And if you heard when she in the beginning of the movie when they're at the they're by the shore and her mom are burning the doing the celebration, like kind
Hmm.
of like letting go and letting
Yeah.
T'Challa's passing, let it go, and to push forward. She says that she wants to see the world burn, and that's something that Namor wanted to get, and that's why Namor and Shuri connected.
Hmm.
And that's why she got Killmonger and she didn't see like T'Challa or her mom or anything at that moment because she just had all this hate and just she just wanted revenge, bro. Her
Yeah.
mom died.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely.
yeah.
No. Definitely.
It's
It was
it's
great.
it's almost as
Great.
if you see the things you have questions about. Like you see the things that question your character.
Hmm.
So T'Challa sees his ancestors and is like, "Yo, y'all were wrong."
Hmm.
And then he comes back and he resuscitates as the Black Panther. And she sees Killmonger and he's like, "Yeah, no, we got it. I told you. I told you."
Hmm.
And she's kind of
I
like, "No,
tell you
you're right.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
know, you're
eh,
actually
eh,
right." And that's what we're,
I really I like Namor and I like the story of his people and everything, but I really hate watching those blue people fight. They make me so mad. These like you know what I mean? Like they're just so hard to kill, you know? Like
ah,
for the protagonist to kill and stuff like that I was just like, I hate these
But
guys.
they
By the end of
turned
the
blue
movie I
when they
was
were
like, they're
on.
gonna almost about to lose to these blue people.
They only turn blue when they're out of the water, right?
I don't know. I guess they just look blue because they're in the water. I mean, they don't look
that's a good
blue because
point.
they're walk. Yeah,
I forgot.
I don't know.
I,
I think there
I, I
might
Feel
be
like
like a Cree. I think
remember
there
I
might be a
remember
Cree
the
connection because of the blue skin. What do you think?
I remember the
probably
agent
because
saying,
it's a meteor, so
Yeah.
yeah, I remember the agent saying, "Are they blue?" Looks like, "Are they
Yeah.
blue?" I disagree with
Those
you on
blue
that one,
people piss
Speedy.
me
I
off.
love seeing
Namorita pissed me off. His other buddy pissed me off.
I
All
love
his
seeing them.
crew would piss me off.
I love seeing them fight the Dora Milaje and fight
Yeah.
Okoye, and like I love that challenge because a big problem you have in a lot of stories is that like who's gonna beat them? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And it definitely showed that like yo, we can beat you. Like we can be as strong as Wakanda. We don't have the
Hmm.
technology, but like we're strong, and we
Right.
can we can beat you if we want.
What
And
and there
was
was way more
What was
like
the final contact to finally kill one of them? Because I couldn't see that. Like, they hit him in the head or knock their mask off. I forgot what it was. Was the solution?
they were able to kill him with vibranium weapons.
Ah, okay, okay. All right.
Yeah,
It
they
had
were
to
they
be
were
vibrated
definitely able to
weapons.
kill them with vibranium weapons.
But but she ran them through a bunch of them in that on the one scene when they stole when they kidnapped Riri and she didn't. They just got up.
Yeah, they did they did get back
Yeah,
up.
and
I think
I'm
that's
assuming that
something.
thing was vibranium.
I think that's yeah. I
I
think
forgot what it
something
was.
we're
He hit
gonna
him.
find out in his film.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Even the
I know.
songs they were singing, the little siren songs.
Right.
The fuck was that?
yeah
Right.
that
Well,
that
when
there's an old like
the secret when they went to go rescue Riri and she had a sonic weapon and she shot all those people the guards and she killed them with the sonic weapon. So was that the solution? Was the sonic attack was the solution?
I don't remember that either. I feel like you're also making that up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
No,
she
no, no.
killed
Well, that's
them
what
with
they
the
shoot.
sonic.
Well, all the Wakanda ships shoot that sonic thing, those sonic bullets.
oh it slows them, it doesn't kill them, it like slows them down. It's something like that. I forgot what.
I don't know.
But yeah, it like messes
I'm
with
just
them.
trying to figure out what the kryptonite or the combination of whatever it is was to finally stop those blue people because they pissed me off.
No, they're just harder. They're just harder to kill.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like
Okay.
trying to kill Captain America. You can kill Captain America. He's just harder to kill.
All right.
You know, that's what I got. They
I'm
got denser skin. You know, strong, like enforced with vibranium. Things don't pierce the organs. It makes biological sense in a fictional world. If your skin was made of vibranium, it'd be very hard to pierce all the way to kill you.
Okay.
Put it that way.
I guess. Whatever.
Aw.
So I still don't like those blue people. Anyway.
You don't find a whole new group of people to be racist against. BDS.
hey! You join me in my crusade against this blue people. I will join you in the Avatar against the Avatar blue people. Okay?
Yeah, those people are much worse.
Oh, it's a guest. We got a guest host, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, little Sophie.
Yes.
Little
Sophie,
Sophie.
Joey's daughter.
Sophie's so big already.
Hello. She is. They grow big. Tell you that.
Look at that.
Sophie, what you think of Wakanda Forever? Huh?
She's too busy watching Coco Melon to watch Wakanda.
Coco Melon's lit. So she finally does the heart, has the talk with Killmonger in the afterlife from the ancestral plane. She comes back and she's rallying the troops. A lot of the drama and more, like they're going through their trauma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like a lot of this to build up to the climax, to the final battle, is like all these characters are going through the trauma of what, they just were attacked. They were successfully attacked. They lost soldiers. They lost people. They lost the queen. You know what I mean? I just thought it was very well done. I don't know. Did you feel like that? Was this kind of like the lull that you were talking about in your review?
Oh, no, my lull was the CIA stuff.
The CIA
and
stuff.
The how long it took for even it was good. It was cool seeing her see Telecon.
Yeah.
But some of the CIA stuff was a little dragging for me, and the assembly of everyone. Yeah, the assembly of everyone I thought was good. I thought it was well done. I'm with Joey. I'm like, I can't believe they had him kill like the mom.
Yeah.
The queen, because it kind of
it's hard to come back from that, but it's the same thing like what they did with It's the same thing when like Bucky killed Iron Man's parents. Like that was kind of rough too, but it helped build, everything else after that. The fight between him and Cap, and how they, the Infinity War storyline. So it all kind of pieced together, made sense. And they gave him the pass because he was under control.
Right.
Yeah, having him kill Queen Ramonda is a great segue into having her see Killmonger when she takes the heart.
Yeah.
Because her brother, the Black Panther, T'Challa, was killed by a disease, so there wouldn't be like vengeance. Like no one killed him, but that dude killed. So that's what she has to overcome, is the need for vengeance. So it makes sense in that perspective.
Yeah. So then they had this cockamamie plan to go out there with one battleship in the ocean. I get it. It was still a bad plan. It was like really bad plan. Like, let's go out to the middle of their territory where they're the most powerful. And
you can only destroy so much cities, bro. I mean, that construction to rebuild them, it'd be costing some bread out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I think there's a meme like, oh, there's the Avengers are coming to save the day, and somebody like rolling their eyes like, fuck, like we got to rebuild these buildings again.
We need that damage control show.
Yeah, let me move my car.
We need that damage control show.
The whole
Yo, imagine if Damage Control got a Disney Plus show about the
aftermath. That would be funny. I would watch it. Okay, that's the comedy I need right there.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be like Community. It'd be like watching Community. The Russo brothers could do it. I'd be in.
That'd be great.
If you're fighting people who live underwater, you don't fight them in Northern California. You have to go to the water and fight them. They know that. Like, you have to go to them. Like,
I figured either would come with a better strategy than just be out in the ship with some ship, with some You know,
The
or they would have had some
series?
cool ass stuff. They had some cool stuff. I like the Wakanda iron suits. You know,
Yeah.
Oh,
They
the
had-
the
midnight.
iron suits were
What
cool.
is it?
The
Midnight.
midnight.
We gotta look at Midnight Angels.
Yeah,
Is it
Yeah.
Midnight Angels?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think it is Midnight.
Yeah, Midnight Angel.
That was from the comics.
Okay.
That was cool.
Yeah, that
Now
was dope.
that's and it set up Okoye's Disney Plus series.
Oh,
So
okay.
now
Good point.
I'm down for those those missions because now she's not Adora Milaje no more. She's a
Yeah.
Midnight Angel, and now she's gonna builds that story arc for her series. So I'm hyped for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I didn't like.
But I think it
I
was
didn't like-
cool
Go ahead. Go ahead.
how they wrote Namor like I mean in the comics he was just as strong as Hulk
Right.
when he's by water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it was smart that they took him away from that when they put him on the ship.
Yeah.
And
No, they had a plan for him, and I get it. They were crushed the head of the snake strategy. Okay, cool.
made it heated up, put him put him on a heater.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
put him in the
Absorbed all
heater.
that power.
She weakened him. Brought him down level. Took
dried
him
him
out.
out.
When she got run through, I was like, oh dang, bro, my wife freaked out on me.
Yeah. They put Namor in a pizza kitchen. They put him in
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
the oven roasted pizza. They put his They dehydrated.
That boy was cooking in
They
there.
hydrated him. That has been the downfall of many a person. Okay.
Oh shit! And my man said, "I gotta
But it was
get some
good. I
water."
mean, that fight was cool. I thought they were. I hope they didn't kill off Shuri when they stabbed her.
Yeah,
that was
my
crazy.
my wife was like, "Wow," like she was pulling me and stuff. Like, what the hell am I watching? Like, everybody's gonna die in this movie. And I was like, just keep watching the movie.
I was actually a little disappointed in the showdown between Namor and the Black Panther.
Yeah, why?
I was a little. I thought. I mean, I agree they weakened him, but I was like, he should be really, really strong. Still, you know what I mean? Like, he should. He should
I
still be
noticed
really,
in
really
in the
strong.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, they have like this kind of like power level that's kind of like this. Like there's Hulk, and then there's everyone else, and then for some reason like Spider-Man and Captain America and a big Ant-Man can have the power level to smack each other around. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But Hulk is just a little bit more strong to finish it off, whereas even a Thor can even like what I'm saying, like Thor is somewhere in the middle, or something like that, or almost as strong as Hulk,
you're
he,
talking
he loses to him in the battle in the Thor Ragnarok. But anyway, there's a weird the way that they do power levels in the movies
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just didn't think it wasn't like watching Killmonger versus Black Panther, or it wasn't as entertaining as watching Thor versus Hulk, or Captain America
Cool. I like them.
and Winter Soldier versus Iron Man.
I like when she cut off one of his wings.
She sliced one of them little feathers.
Yeah, she plucked it.
But it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
But can we say the Talocons, the Atlanteans, they were beating that ass. Like,
Yeah, they were. That's what made me even more mad. I'm like,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
at the end, she has him on the ground, like she's gonna run him through. And I'm like, in my mind is screaming, kill him, take his head back. You know what I mean?
that's
know
a
what I'm
very
saying?
strange sound that you did speaking.
Yeah.
It
And I'm
is.
gonna ask you to never do that again on the podcast.
That's crazy.
And that was a weird thing that you did. You have that in your spirit, and it bothers me that it's inside of you. You buried that back.
I wanted to scream, kill him. But and then Angela Bassett comes out. Oh, show them who we are. And it's kind of like when you're gonna smack the shit out of somebody, and your mother comes out. Hey, don't do that.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah. But I don't know. I thought it would be cool.
They did so much justice to Namor's people that it made it. And this film is what I thought it would be. I said, well, this is going to be a transition. They got to do something to transition from Chadwick Boseman. And I'm sorry, and they have to do that, and they did that excellently. It was brilliantly executed, but also making sure to just stole interest from the comic book fans. And I think in that essence, the film completely did its job because I'm really interested in Namor and
Yeah,
then
me too.
like what happens afterwards.
Me too. Even though I
I'm
hate the
less
blue people, I
interested in
still am interested in the
Wakanda.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm less interested in Wakanda, but I think it had a satisfying ending. And the fact that Shuri kind of wasn't kind of like I'm the Black Panther now. She was still kind of unsure about it, and you know, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I like how they split up the like they broke down the responsibilities for Wakanda now. So like Shuri's gonna wear the Black Panther mantle. She gives M'Baku or makes him king of Wakanda.
Or is he gonna?
Um,
He's the king of Wakanda, or he's gonna handle
no, he's the king. He's the king.
stuff.
I mean, he challenges. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously they have to. He came down asking for a challenger because I guess Shuri just gave her blessing for him to carry that
Right.
role while she, kind of figures it out. And then she goes to Haiti. She links up with Nakia, and and then we get that crazy end credit scene where I kind of read some of the rumors that it was gonna happen, and I didn't know what to expect. And I'm just glad that there was fan service, but also paying tribute to Chadwick because you're not just gonna recast Chadwick like that. It didn't feel right. Like there's certain
Yeah,
times you recast things, respect to Thunderbolt Ross and William Hurt,
Hmm.
R.I.P. But they have so much story to tell with Thunderbolt Ross that it's like damn, like
Yeah.
that was unexpected. RIP, and it's just like Harrison Ford comes into that role for Thunderbolts, and I get why they did that. The Chadwick Boseman thing is like, bro, they were already in the middle of like, put together this new Black Panther
Right.
sequel, and then they get this heartbreaking news that this happens.
Right.
And then as of recent, you've had all the Twitter, sphere going
Hmm.
crazy, talking about recast
Hmm.
T'Challa,
Hmm.
and I know they hear all that, and I know they
I think
feel
it's
all
cool
that.
because now with the I guess we can spoil the mid credit scene. I'm sure it's been already on the internet for a long time already.
Yeah. So
Nakia reintroduces the nephew to Shuri, and the reason why that originally why she went to Haiti is because
and missed the funeral.
yeah, they missed the funeral and all that stuff because T'Challa decided to raise their son away from the craziness of Wakanda, the
The pressure.
royal pressure of Wakanda lifestyle, and we get the introduction of T'Challa Junior.
Toussaint,
Yeah, T'Challa. Is that what the name?
aka
At the
yeah,
at
that's
the
his Haitian name.
okay.
Because he asked her if she could keep it secret. He's just like, I'm T'Challa,
Hmm.
son of King T'Challa. Like it was epic. I was like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
this is lit, and
yeah.
it's on point. It's on point too
See
with
now
the
we can do
storyline.
now with that they could still do the Storm storyline. They could still do Doom storyline. They could still do a bunch of stuff, Wakanda stuff that they haven't even done yet.
I
Yeah,
thought that
I
he
think
was
it's gonna be
going to
dope.
be Jabari. I think Jabari is the son of Storm, and I forgot his name,
Mm.
Ansari or something.
I
There's a
saw
young
Anzari,
Avengers.
yeah,
Ansari. Yeah, there's a
Azari.
young Avengers where I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be him. But doing it as T'Challa was even better than what I thought. I was like, because like you said, it opens up all these things,
Yeah, I
and the
think it's
It,
use
cool.
it,
of the
it
name Toussaint.
prolongs it
Mm.
prolongs the Black Panther character in the
Yeah,
I
MCU
mean, I
for
mean, there's a theme
generations.
of kids in every single movie or new generation. You
that's
know what I
true.
mean? In every single thing.
Yeah,
So if you're not investing in Young Avenger comics, I suggest you do so. Okay, that's what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. All right?
Yeah,
well,
they're definitely. I
Yeah.
think he'll be in Young Avengers for sure. As they try to age him up, so he's
Mm-hmm.
probably like 6, 7 years old right now.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Because that just shows that Nakia did not get blipped, so
he
she
can
did
get
not
blipped. Yeah,
disappear. So now that allows to be that age.
Yeah.
It was like
yeah,
7 or 8, I guess, because I think it shortly happened after the events of the first Black Panther movie.
yeah. Yeah, and
So
then
that's
there's
cool.
5 years in between because he got
And
blipped.
what if with Kang being involved and a whole lot of time shit going on,
Mm-hmm.
that the Kang stuff ages him up more?
Maybe.
Listen,
This
another
is crazy.
angle
Yeah.
in a
So many
different
ways.
universe.
So many ways you can go.
That
so many things, man.
T'Challa is Kang's sidekick,
Yeah.
or he raised him as his own. Like, there's a lot of things you could do. It was a great. Ryan Coogler killed that. Like, it was a hard job to bring all these things together with all the extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
And I think he killed that. I think he did that. And the name Toussaint, I do want to mention the name Toussaint, especially in Haiti, is like a big. That's that's a powerful name. So the fact that she even named him that is a powerful name.
Wow.
So that was dope. That was dope. But yeah, Joey, I was curious. I was like, when M'Baku was challenging, I didn't get that quite. I was like, whoa, what's he challenging?
Because he's king. Because in the first Black Panther, when they had to take away T'Challa's powers,
yeah,
so he can fight for the throne. Because I mean, you still got to go through, their rituals or what have you, the way they handle things. So M'Baku doing that is basically, oh, Shuri sent me here. So because now I'm king, who anybody want to test?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I'm sure he's gonna win. He's strong as fuck. If it wasn't for T'Challa, right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, as you're saying it now, it makes sense. She decided not. She has no mother. Like her whole family's gone. She's saying, I don't need to be the ruler, but I'll still need to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. Because I was very confused on that. I was like, is he challenging to be the Black Panther? Or is he challenging to be the king? But he's challenging to be the ruler.
Be king.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep. Excellent movie. Except for the blue people.
Amazing.
I don't dislike the blue people, their origin. There you go. I dislike them, the what are they called? The sweatiness of how they, can be killed and
it was cool too, and I think this is gonna come in where Namor comes into play for maybe Kang Dynasty or one of the two, or maybe even a Doom War.
We got Namorita too.
Namora. So she pulls up on him and was like, why'd you kneel to the Wakandans and blah blah blah. And
I'm glad you brought that up. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like people from on land are gonna want to, basically the U.S. government is gonna want that vibranium, and they're gonna attack it, Wakanda at some point to get it. And once that happens, they're gonna need us to pull up on them so we can fight these guys off. And that's Namor's way of I'm gonna get my revenge on the surface land.
Right. Yeah. Which is another setup for some more stories for them as well too.
Did you feel they were trying to set up at least a little bit a love interest with Namor and Shuri?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Namor and Shuri?
Yeah. Like the way they were kind of dealing with each other and like talking like.
I know. Was it Akia? Not Nakia. It was. I forgot which one of the Dora Milaje, but they showed their romance.
Nakia speaks great Spanish. Tell you that.
Yeah,
she did.
Nakia great Spanish. I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. I was curious about that. I was like, God, when Namor was talking to Shuri, I was kind of like, oh, there might be a little interest there. It might be, there's definitely some like kinship. Like I get you.
Yeah.
And you get me.
A little bit.
I get your people. But I was wondering, I was like,
Killmonger calls them the lost tribe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's some kingship.
Yeah, I was wondering about that if they're trying to set that up. But it was yeah. Listen, I think it was overall a good film. One of the better ones of Phase 4.
I think that's the highlight of Phase 4 to me.
Yeah. That's the biggest highlight for me. Yeah. I think I rank it in my top 3. I go Spider-Man No Way Home, this one, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Shang-Chi. Top 3.
I would agree, but I rarely have Eternals at 4. But whatever, that's not it. Let's neither here nor there. But
it's crazy how nobody's yet to bring up the fact that there's a big ass like celestial head coming poking out the ocean, dog. Why is that not being talked about?
There's a forehead in the Indian Ocean. Yeah. Like, why is no one talking?
There's some problems.
But I did read a rumor on Twitter. Now, don't quote me on this. I don't know if this is authentic, so take it with a grain of salt. Apparently, that the Tiamat head that's in the ocean from Eternals
Yeah.
is going to be the new Avengers headquarters in Secret Wars
Mm.
or Kang Dynasty, one of the two.
That's too much. It's too far in the future,
That's
buddy.
crazy. That's a rumor.
We need some more stuff before we get there.
Listen, what if Team Met is whatever happens there? That's what creates mutants. It's all types of possibilities.
It is. I think as I said, I was gonna do some rumors and stuff like that, but we're already a little over time on the show already.
Oh, real quick though, they have it's floating around all over socials that Harrison Ford, Thunderbolt Ross, will be president in Captain America. He'll be the president of the United States in Captain America: New World Order, and will turn into the Red Hulk.
Ooh.
Wow.
The president is the Red Hulk.
I got my Red Hulk #1 ready, baby, for that eBay.
That's a ill.
As soon as that trailer drops.
I just want to hear Harrison Ford as the president again say, "Get off my plane."
Yeah.
I need that trailer, Marvel. I need that trailer so I can put that bad boy on eBay. Come on, baby.
Yeah, that's Marvel. Now if they do that, I'm all the way in. That's crazy. That's a great spin. If they weren't going to do it, I hope they watched the podcast and now they're going to do it, Billy. Hope you get your credit.
Very nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. We're gonna wrap it up. There was another rumor that I saw that Tom Holland signed a deal to also do Disney Plus projects too.
Dope.
So there's
I hope he's gonna be in
the
Daredevil
rumor is that he will have a cameo in Daredevil show.
Nice.
That's the rumor.
I can see that.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen. How you feel about Andor before we leave, real quick, Tarek? You caught up with Andor?
Excellent. Yeah, I'm caught up with it.
The best episode so far ever.
Definitely the best episode.
The breakout episode, literally, because they broke out.
I reiterate, this is a binge-worthy show, not a weekly show, but ends greatly. We know how it's ultimately going to end, but definitely has me a little hype for the other Star Wars shows. Like now, even though it's not tied in really, I can't wait to see Ahsoka.
Yeah, did you watch Tales of the Jedi? Did you watch Tales of the Jedi? Isn't Tales of the Jedi lit? Yeah.
It was so ill. It was so dope. A lot of people don't do animated stuff. Like it's like a whole different community.
We're gonna we ran out of time, but we're gonna touch Tales of Jedi. Not only do you watch it, we're gonna touch Tales of Jedi next week. Okay? So Joey, catch up. Tales of Jedi is good. You're gonna enjoy it. It's quick. It's little mini stories.
Yeah.
Joey.
What was that?
What do you want to say?
Tales of the Jedi is little mini stories. Go catch up for next week.
Oh, catch up. All right, I'll try it.
Yeah. It's good. It's really good. Yeah, trust. It's painless. You're gonna enjoy it.
It's not fucking animated.
Yeah. He likes Clone Wars and all that stuff, right?
I don't like Clone Wars.
No, you don't like Clone Wars?
I'm not a Clone Wars fan now.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big Clone Wars fan either.
I'm a Mandalorian fan right now. Baby steps.
Yeah, I ain't watching Bad Batch. I ain't watching that shit. You have to really.
If you watch the final 4 episodes of season 7 of Clone Wars, you will enjoy it. You'll thank me later.
Oh yeah,
maybe I'll do that.
Real exciting.
It's Ahsoka heavy.
Real exciting nerd pickup I made.
Let's see.
Lego did an Office version.
Oh.
This is the adult Legos. I know it's kind of blurry, but
yeah, it is.
Is that The Office?
It's The Office, bro.
Like, the Office show? Is it The Office show?
In
or
Lego
just a generic
form,
Office?
No.
Is it from The Office show, or is it just
from
a
the
generic?
show?
The Office.
Oh, okay.
That's so ill.
Yo, it has everything. Like, yo, it's wild. I can't wait to build it. I'm gonna post it on my IG when I'm done with it.
Yeah, I want to see that when you're done, dog. That's ill.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're signing off for all the people on the audio land and the audio only land. Give them Tarek, let them know how they can follow you, sir.
My name is Tarek on Instagram and also on YouTube.
Mr. Joey Franchise.
Yep, at Joey Franchise on everything. Google me because I'm Googleable. You can follow me on IG, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, all that.
At Joey Franchise.
All right, and of course myself. You can follow me in my nocturnal life at DJ Speedy JR. All the socials follow the show. We are Geek Culture Congress. 3 words on Facebook. Put us together on Instagram. Give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be notified whenever we go live and we put up some videos and interviews. I'm still going through my interviews from 2021. Don't make fun of me. I even got the mask. I even got the COVID mask on still and everything in the con.
That's
Bro.
crazy.
Bad
Yeah,
facts in Clone Wars and go do your damn job. You're watching bullshit. That's why you can't edit the interview. You don't need to watch the last one.
Hey, rendering videos takes a while, okay? Takes a little while. Takes a little time. All right, guys. Have a good one, everybody. Signing off, Geek Culture Congress. We'll see you next week. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, next week. All right. Peace, everybody. Be safe.
Peace.